Happy Life, chapter 122. Be yourself regardless of the circumstances. Don't try to come across as superior or inferior to what you really are. If you want a better position, work hard to get it. Whenever you find imperfections, strive to improve yourself. People lie either when they purport to have skills they do not actually have, or when they hide or deny the ones they do have. Being genuine is a way to acquire dignity. The ascent is slow for everyone. Those succeeding today began their struggle earlier on. So today's message speaks and encourages us to be who we are. No one is perfect, everybody's learning. We do have things that we have learned and accomplished. We have things that are limitations and that we don't know yet, or we don't get it, or we haven't mastered yet. So there's no need to make yourself more than who you are, or diminish yourself and make yourself less than you are either. There's nothing better and more freeing and that brings more dignity than your ability to be who you are. To take pride, good pride, that's a concept that exists, right? Pride is not always a bad thing. So take pride for the things that you have accomplished because you work hard, because you have been, working on those things, and you should feel happy that you have mastered certain areas in your life. There's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't envy people who are doing better than you because they too had their struggles and had their ascent and work hard to get to where they are now. So instead of envying people who are in positions that you were not yet there, you can use that energy to work. We all have the potential to be anything that we want. So instead of being stuck in envy, we can always use energy to, say, well, this person is able to do all those things and I'm not. What is it that he or she did to get there? So let me see if I can learn and do that myself. And I'm sure you certainly can. So being genuine is a way to acquire dignity. Don't try to be more than what you are to impress people. It's actually, I think, the way that we better impress people is just being who we are, is being authentic, is we don't need to be perfect. The world doesn't expect us to be perfect. Or even maybe it does sometimes, but that is an illusion. That's fake news, right? I think our best version is truly who we are. And there is, again, incredible amount of freedom in being able to be human, in being able to say, I'm doing good with this and I'm struggling with this. When I'm doing my lectures, when I'm talking to people, I'm always revealing as much as I can and as much as is reasonable, my true nature. And I think a lot of times people are a little surprised with that, but a lot of times people tell me that it's refreshing. It's refreshing to be with someone who can openly talk about his or her own struggles and limitations, because we live in a world where everything is based on this image that we put out there, and image of happiness, of perfection that is illusory. A lot of times nowadays with what we see in social media is really not the real us. So let's not, be carried by what we see out there and believe that, what social media, for instance, is putting out there is reality, because it's not. And let's all try to be honest about who we are, and not be ashamed. That's huge, because people are ashamed of their own humanity, and they're ashamed of their shortcomings and limitations, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. This is to be human. We are all the same. Imagine if we live in a world where everybody felt comfortable in just being who they are. So you can do that. for sure, and experience more happiness in your life, experience more freedom. As long as you're committed to keep growing, as long as you're committed to, to your spiritual path, to your ascension, then that's really what God expects from us. Not for us to, pretend to be what we are not, but just be honest and being committed to our own spiritual growth.